I want to go over project 9. Project 9 is saying define class of students. Each student has name, age, income, and social security number. Each student can eat, sleep, study, and cheat. Define an array of 10 students and fill the array. Use a search algorithm to find the student that makes the most money. Use a sort algorithm that sorts students by age. I could define a class of student. Student has some private attributes like name, age, income, and social security number. We have some public member functions. We have a constructor for the student. We have functions eat, sleep, study, cheat, display. We have the sitter for age, sitter for social security number. We have the sitter for income, sitter for the first name. We have getters. So we define a class of students with all the functions that are needed. This print function will print name, age, income, and social security number. We can define a function named sort by income that takes an array of students. This is like an array of class students. So this is the class student. I'm defining an array of students and I have a size here. So in this example, you can see that we have a for loop here. We find the index, which we call it max index. And then we have another for loop inside this for loop. When we find the maximum index, we keep comparing the income of each student with the income of the max index. And if it's greater than that, we put the J here. So when we find the max index, we will put the student's I inside a temp object of the student. And then we can replace the student's max index with student's I. And we could put temp inside student max index. This means I'm creating a temporary student that is storing student I. So this temporary student, I'm putting the student of max index inside student I. And then that temporary student goes in the max index. It's kind of replacing them. It's replacing these using this temp variable. It's replacing the objects inside the class. So you have an array of objects. You're replacing them based on result of comparing each income of each student with the income of the max student, with the income of the student with max index. So if you look at this binary search code, we have an array of students. We have size and target income. We can define left, right. We can say while left is less equal to right. This is the binary search code. Using the binary search code, we can find the middle one. And then if the target income is equal to income of that middle one, return the middle one. Otherwise, we convert the target income with the income of the middle one, and then we keep changing the indexes based on the result of comparing. This is a binary search. We find the middle one. If it's the middle one, we found it. We return it. If it's not the middle one, is it greater than the middle one or less than the middle one? If it's greater than the middle one, we change the right to mid minus 1. Otherwise, we change the left to mid plus 1. So every time we change the right and we change the left. So we're using binary search. You can make a search. You could also use a sort function, which sorts the students by age. I have a class array of students. I have the size. I have a for loop that starts from 0, goes to size minus 1. I put the I inside the min index. I'm sorting. So when I put the I inside the min index, I have another for loop that go from I plus 1 to size. I compare the age of the student's min index with the get age of that student J. So in this example here, I'm finding the minimum index. And then I'm putting that object inside the temp variable, which is that's an object of this student. And then I'm replacing the student's min index with student's I, and I'm putting temp inside student's min index. I'm swapping them. So with this sort, I can sort them by age. If I say students 10, I have created an array of 10 students. I have created 10 objects of those students. I could call the display function on each one to display the information for that student. Then I can call sort by income to sort 10 students. This will call sort by income, which is this function. It takes an array of students and size. It sorts them based on their income. And then I can find the highest income. I can put the first student's income in the highest income because it's all sorted by income. When it's sorted, the first one becomes the highest income. And then I can call the binary search on the highest income to find the richest index, which is with the students with the highest income. If the richest index is not equal to -1, I can display the info. Because if it's -1, then it doesn't exist there. Binary search returns -1 when you couldn't find it. I call the sort by age on students 10, and then I call the display to display them by after sorting. This line of code will call the sort by age, which will sort it, and then after sorting is done, you call to display it. Let's take a look at the output. If you look at the output, you can see that information for students, they are sorted A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. But if I want to sort them by age, you can see that they're getting sorted by age 2, 3, 8, 9, 9, 20, 23, 45. So this is how you can search, and how you can sort. But in this example, you see that we're searching and sorting an array of objects, like array of students.